GamingFreak.com. Hello! Welcome back. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, the recent dev blog for Uprising 1.8. I assume many of you have read it by now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm gonna just run through it quickly though, what I think about it. So you've got obviously the new weapons. You've got the Keldari bolt pistol, which is large range, massive damage, smaller clip though, and so you got to make the shots count. It should be quite an interesting pistol for scouts to use. I'm sure you'll see many Keldari scouts using it. Keldari Magsec SMG. Now this is interesting. I think this might potentially completely negate the need for the current SMG. I don't know why CCP does this, but I don't know, it might not. Let's see. I mean, it's got increased range, so it can shoot much further than the current SMG. It's got higher damage, but a lower rate of fire and a smaller clip. So I don't know what you guys think. Do you think that'll be, you know, OP or do you think it'll be balanced based on what they're saying there? The Galente iron pistol, I think this will take a bit more skill to use well. It'll be nice to uncloak and charge someone in the head. I'm sure it might one-shot someone if you get it right. You know, if you get the shot correct, like a headshot or something. All the weapons look pretty cool, but the Galente iron pistol with the charge, I think could be quite interesting, but that'll instantly shut down the pistol, so you'll get a seizure, like a seize from the gun. I'm guessing from that you can't sprint or use other items, which will be maybe not so ideal for a scout, unless you've only got one attacker that you're trying to kill. So what else is there? There's the stats for these. The ranges are quite nice actually on the pistols. You know, average is kind of a 60-meter effective range. And but I think maybe, except for the new weapons in this dev blog, the biggest thing here is the time to kill issues that are being changed. So initially, for Uprising 1.8, what they're doing is they're changing damage modifiers. So if on your suit you use complex damage mods, they used to be 10%, they're now going to be 5% in 1.8, with advanced being 4% and basic being 3%. So you got 3, 4, 5% basically. That alone will drop damage quite significantly on a lot of suits. And also the next change they're making, which I can understand, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel completely right. But it'll force a lot more cooperation, I guess. Is the weapon proficiency skills. So at the moment they give a flat bonus to damage. Sorry, for the specific weapon. So if you're using a scrambler like I do, you know, you get whatever it is per level. Let's say, I think it's 3% per level or something to proficiency, and that's for both armor and shield. But now what they're doing is they're changing it so that proficiency will only impact what the weapon is good at. So in the scrambler's case, that will be, it'll only impact the shield damage. But in essence then what I'll be doing is a lot more shield damage, but the armor damage will take me longer to kill people, so I'll have to coordinate with grenades or flalock pistol or SMG if I can fit it, you know, for example. But I'm not sure actually, because with the commando, with its base damage, I think it's 2% per level, maybe 3% per level, I forget. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the damage on that will be quite nice to compensate for that armor damage, but you don't get the overheat bonus for the heat build-up bonus, for example. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I'll link the dev blog in the bottom in the description. Also, to couple with that, pretty much all weapons are getting a nerf in damage. So assault rifles are getting a kind of 11.7 or 11.8% reduction in damage output. Scrambler rifles are getting 8.7% reduction across the board. Combat rifles are getting, your normal combat rifles like the RS-90 or the combat rifle is getting a 15.8% decrease, whereas the assault variants are getting a 8.1% decrease. Sorry, they're all 15.8% and 8.1% decreases for those combat rifles. Now the rail rifles are getting between 13.3, between 12.7 and 14.5% damage reduction, which is interesting. Also, the submachine guns are getting an 8.7% reduction. Yeah. So that's, if you couple all these things, so you've got the damage modifiers being reduced quite significantly, except for the enhanced only going down 1%. You've got the bonus damage from proficiency being against either shields or armor, depending on what weapon you're using. So that'll again drop damage on certain shield or armor types, depending on what you're using. Plus the weapons are generally getting a nerf. There are only a couple of weapons getting some buffs, which is the mass driver. So damage is going up for both direct and splash damage. And the laser rifle finally is getting probably some much needed TLC, with received an increase to its effective range. It has a stronger zoom when scoped and increased damage at short ranges, which is quite nice. So it's going to be a good weapon. I don't think they're changing the damage on the laser rifle, which is nice. So it might be quite a potent weapon. And also the advanced and prototype lasers have both received reduced heat cost while firing, so that's also really good. So that'll be interesting on a commando or an Amar assault. Yeah, so what do you guys think personally? Let me know in the comments below, or on my thread on the Dust forums. So one thing that that I'm noticing immensely is the massive amount of damage that's being reduced from all these weapons and skills and modules. So we have to bear in mind now, obviously time to kill will be impacted, but to what extent? Will it drop significantly? Will it drop too much? Or will it be just right, which I think will be quite hard to get right. So let me know what you guys think is going to happen in that respect. Personally, I think it might be verging on the too long time frame, with all these different changes compounding together to make it that little bit more difficult to kill people, and especially heavies. If you look at the Galente heavy with the resistances as well, that's gonna be really interesting. For example, with the laser weaponry, trying to kill certain heavies is gonna be so difficult to do. So it'll be really interesting to see the dynamics now and the different tactics that are going to be used. I think remote explosives will probably be used a lot more unless they get a change, but nothing has been mentioned there. And we still have yet to see how the scouts and cloaks work, and it'll be interesting to see how all the different dynamics unfold. Personally, I'm looking forward to these changes because it is a change to the game. I feel the game's stagnated a bit. I don't know what you guys think in that respect. but I feel it's got a bit too long without an update is probably the best way to describe it. And as a result, this will be maybe annoying at first. I have a bad habit of raging during updates, as I'm sure other people do. But then once I settle into it, I appreciate what they've done, and often it's made the game better. So before we all start raging, let's first give it a go. Let's give it a go first. And if I do post a rage video following the update, then please remind me to stick with it and keep going, as I'll try to do with you guys also. So yeah, this is a general video here, but I hope the new dev blogs come out soon. I personally think with these dev blogs, with the first one being this Wednesday or last Wednesday when you're watching this, it will be, I reckon the actual update will be on the 28th, because there's 3 main dev blogs. So if they release kind of one now, with now being the 5th, maybe one on the 12th, one on the 19th, so that's, that will cover cloaking, anything else in that dev blog that they'll put, and then a massive dev blog maybe on the 19th, which they'll save for all the new suits, I reckon. And then it'll come out on the not the 28th, sorry, the 25th. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know what your guys' predictions are. I hear there's some in quotation marks lotteries going on for getting the right guess. Gotta love New Eden with the inventive scams. I hope it's a scam. I'll be ashamed if it's not, for the sake of the EVE Universe reputation. Let me know if you guys are betting on that as well. That'd be nice to know. So I'd like to say thank you guys to everyone who's been supporting my videos actually, and also everyone who's been commenting and getting involved in the discussions, and who's been liking, subscribing, and favoriting. It's I really appreciate it, and I just want to take the time to say thank you to you guys. It's kind of you to take the time to watch my videos, and even nicer of you to click the like button. So if you like these videos and you want to see more, please subscribe, click like, and favorite your videos that you really like, and it gives me an idea of what you guys want to see. I'm thinking of maybe doing some playthroughs of other games as well. So if you guys have any wants that you want to see there, any games that you want to see, sorry, I'll be more than happy to have a look at those. So thanks again, guys, for supporting. What do you think? Do you think cloaking will be underpowered, overpowered? I'm hoping it won't be. I'm hoping it won't be overpowered. I hope they get cloaking right first time round. Judging by the looks of it, it'll be interesting. I'm thinking of a scout with 2 cloaks. Could be quite interesting, especially with the Amar scout. Actually, it's got more power grid and CPU, if I remember correctly. So that could be quite interesting. Let me know what you guys think. There's a lot to let me know if you guys watched it all the way through. And if you did, thank you. Okay, guys. Thanks very much. Bye.